James Betts, host of The Sip Culture, where we highlight individuals, groups, organizations, or anybody for that matter who enhances or contributes to the culture. Today with me, I got a very special guest, my own personal barber, Joe. What's up, man?
How you doing, bro?
All right. Hey, man. Yeah, man. We here at the shop and had to set up this interview, you know.
Well overdue. Well overdue.
So for the people out there who are unaware of who you are, who is Joe?
Well, Joe, my actual name is Joe Hollamon. I'm from North Mississippi, but actually a town called Mound Bayou, Mississippi. Few people are familiar with it, but you know, I've been in Hattiesburg for about 11 years now. So, and I've been cutting hair for about 13 maybe. Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I've been doing it, you know, and I'm very passionate about it, and I love what I do. It gives me an avenue to, you know, create other avenues to make money, give back, invest in other things, you know, meet cool people like you.
Okay. And you come from a lineage of, you know, like your dad. You say your dad cut hair.
Correct,
How long?
Correct. 56 years.
56 years. Man, that's a long time. You don't have too many people at a career that long, and just to have somebody, you know, cut hair for a long time, and you seeing that, like, was that a way, like you said, that's something I wanted to do, or seeing him cut people's hair?
You know, it's crazy. I tell people this all the time. I never saw myself doing this, but it's like, you know, you can't leave your calling. Like, I don't know, you know, I'm sure that I'm gonna do other things, but I know for sure that this is something that I'll be involved in for a long time. And I was actually very, very involved in sports, man. I wanted to be a coach. So I ended up in Hattiesburg, actually, and going to USM. I was pursuing a coaching degree, so I just didn't have the passion for it, man. It just didn't work out like I eventually saw it, you know, where I initially saw it. And from there, we just went to barber school, and we started to build from there.
Okay. Yeah, that brings me into my next question. Like, what were you doing prior to cutting hair?
Well, school, of course, and I was actually a part of a marketing team, 40 Entertainment. We promoted different events, man, really anything that you could think of. You wanted a ballerina event done, anything, man. We just loved presenting a great experience for people, showing people how to have a good time, you know. And Hattiesburg, there was a void for that at the time. So, you know, again, like I say, from doing what I do, we were able to help people and, you know, branch out. So from there, everyone branched out and eventually started doing bigger and better things. And well, you know, I stuck with barbering, and we evolving and getting better.
Okay. And you know, being in marketing, I think that is a way where you learn to connect with different people, like how you do at the shop. It's just like being a people person off top and knowing how to, you know, communicate and reach out to different people. So did that help you in what you're doing now as far as like what you were doing when you were marketing?
Of course. It helped with the transition. I mean, and it's basically the same if you understand what you're doing.
Right.
You know, and the passion is gonna help regardless. If you have passion for anything you do, it's gonna be great for your success. Like,
right.
You just need to know how to intertwine those things, you know what I mean? Like with marketing and being a people's person and knowing how to dictate and listen at the same time, you know. It's kind of the same thing with this barbering thing, you know. Of course, you're gonna have clients who come in and they're gonna be persistent about a certain thing, but you have to kind of like give them what they want while helping them see that they need to be in a better way, or things should be done in a better way. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of seeing like different perspectives of different things, opposed to just like, you know, hey, I'm going to be persistent in this area, but hey, you can be open to other areas and learning like, okay, you know, I could get new looks or new different, you know, features.
I was just thinking about how people bring in pictures of haircuts.
Oh yeah, let me get that right there.
They want a Michael Jackson texture haircut to look like someone who's, you know, maybe Caucasian, or, you know, hey, you had to work with what you got, you know. You can't just, you know, you got to. But me being a barber, I have to try to bridge the gap. You know, I can give you their fade, but you're gonna have to have that DNA about that top part, bro.
Some people, they want to go and get certain things or whatever, or get like certain things that the hair texture that they have may not fit whatever they want to get. So they just, I don't know. But speaking of the barbershop, you know, there's a saying that black men don't go to therapy, they go to the barbershop. Do you think the barbershop is like a place, a safe haven for men to have a certain comfort level to express themselves? Is this the place we go to whenever the world is just, you know, like we don't feel comfortable enough to go out and express ourselves?
It's funny you say that. I agree. I agree. I might need to charge more. It's definitely a place where you can come and let stuff out, man. It's the same way with barbershops and salons. It's the male's place and the female's place. And
Right.
barbers, if people don't know, I'm gonna give y'all a light history lesson. Back in the day, even as far as Egyptian times, barbers were actually on the same level with your average doctors and your dentists. So, like, therapy, of course, but
Right.
what we do is also on a medical level. Like, I love talking to my clients, but I love healing them and helping them not have the pushed back hairlines or the bad haircut or, you know, just like, because the haircut, whether people want to admit it or not, that's a big part of people's life. Like,
Oh yeah.
when you get that haircut, it boosts your confidence, man. You go home and you can talk to your wife and be, you know, everything's on the same frequency, you know. But you have a bad haircut, vice versa. It's gonna be hard for you to even get a wife, you know, because they can say what they want to say about it. Doesn't matter what your hair look like and all that, but women, that matters. It definitely matters.
Yeah.
Like, that's a fact. I'm willing, you know, I'm gonna go on record and say that's a fact.
They have a meme out there saying like when the guys get the fade right there with the on the side and then going into the beard, they don't know how to act, you know, and boost that confidence level. It's like,
nah, that's definitely one of my top cuts, man. That's definitely one of my top cuts. They like that fade, that transition, and you know, with the beard, you know, I can't grow a beard, so I'm just, you know, I'm doing what I can. You know, I'm on the way. I'm gonna be optimistic about it,
you know.
But you know, that's, you know, adding all that together and making sure it's clean and cut. You know, that ties back into my passion. It's not about getting the money all the time. It's about creating a good experience, helping my client relax, helping them enjoy their time at the barbershop, knowing that they're gonna go home and she's not gonna be all upside his head doing this and that.
Right.
They check. They gonna check. You'll see.
You'll see. And,
You'll see, yeah.
And so like whenever, like, have you ever spoke with somebody and you can sense them probably in a certain situation or they feel down and after you talk to them and you can feel that energy rise? You know?
All the time, man, all the time. It's day-to-day life. People live different lives. I meet every walk of life in this business, man. Like, the stories that I hear and the conversations that I have, man, they're priceless. Like, but that's me. I mean, if I could write a book about it, you know, it would be amazing, like, because people really go through different stuff on a day-to-day basis, and you can't judge a person by the way they look, because when they come in here, they might be tore down, but when they get out of the chair, $1 million.
Right.
Now you, like, just that fast, 30, 40 minutes, you change from hating this person to loving this person. Like, that's not how life should be. Like, you should just take time to see what's going on in a person's life.
Right.
Just listen, you know. It helps me and it helps them. It's very therapeutic for both of us, in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, like, and then with kids as well, like some kids, they may not be used to getting a haircut. This might be their first haircut, and they're like, you know, and then you just making them feel comfortable. That's another way, not only being a barber, but it's like, you know, a person who creates that comfort level with the child or with someone who's going through something. It's just like, you kind of holding not only just one hat, but you wear many hats whenever you are a barber. Because, you know, the barber, this is where information comes in and goes wherever, you know, and, you know, when you come here,
It's the highway.
yeah, it's the highway. It's like a conduit for wherever. So, now the name of the barbershop, what is the name for the people out there who don't know the name of the barbershop?
The name is French for hair. It's Shivu Gallery.
Okay.
Hair gallery, yeah.
And it's just, you know, being located in downtown Hattiesburg, historical downtown Hattiesburg, you know, not too many people, African-American people, people of color come here to make it, I mean, they don't come here and make an impact, and you have come here, you got your shop down here, you got a great location, you made an impact. How does that feel, just, you know, coming here and just like having your stamp downtown? downtown Hattiesburg?
Feels like a long time coming, man, honestly, and great because, like you said, this is rare. Like, I get people to stop by all the time and talk about how they never even thought it would be a barbershop in downtown Hattiesburg, let alone a black-owned barbershop. So it's great. It's great. I come in thankful every day. You know, you have to be thankful. You have to continue to be conscious of the things that's going on and know that it could definitely be different. You know, so I look forward to bigger business and, you know, growing. You know, we're gonna add some more guys in here. We're gonna actually grow together. Like, I'm not gonna be like that these other barbershops where it just load a bunch of people in here to get their blueprint. No, we're gonna be better. We're gonna grow together. And even when it's time for you to grow, I'll be happy. I'll be at your grand opening, your ribbon cut. Now, you know, I want everyone that's involved or has to have any contact with SippCulture Gallery to be able to say that they grew from here. They learned something. Right. So in the grand scheme, that's what we're going with.
Yeah, not just like they come in here working here and then leaving, but you also want them to grow. I think I saw Amazon, Jeff Bezos, he was giving people opportunities to kind of be educated in certain areas so they can grow and have their own business or go to other companies with those credentials. And it's kind of like, I see what you're doing as far as you bring somebody in and helping them grow to become, you know, independent and having their own, like, eventually when they grow and get their own thing, and they've grown from the situation.
I never want to be like the one who can only fish.
Like,
you know, like, how does that work? Like, how can you even call yourself a boss and that's how you want to do it? You basically you pinching off crumbs and feeding it to your people instead of giving them the wealth and teaching them the way. Because people do want to grow. And we, as people, we should all want to grow. So with that in mind, why would I hinder you? You know?
Right. So, why would you? And that's another way of giving back too. Giving back to the not only with being therapeutic with the haircuts, but also like somebody who's working with you. They're growing as well, growing with you, and then you give them that knowledge. So when they go off, they're like, you know, I learned that from Joe. It's kind of a sense of pride that you have, like, you know, I learned that from Joe, but I'm also in my own space. So it's like, you see that, how it expands from there.
And I'm open to growing and learning from other people. I look to learn something every day, man.
Yeah.
It's really just, you know, it's every day of life is a learning experience. I know I don't know everything. I'm working towards it though.
Right.
My head get big like that. You know, it's just, you know, it's a growing experience. But you know, we're going through it and we're growing through it.
Yep, and one of the quotes I go by, I know enough to know I don't know enough. So I'm always learning.
Exactly.
I mean, wherever I go, any place, I don't care if it's from somebody who's real knowledgeable or somebody who has made a lot of mistakes, I can learn from each person. And that's how I look at it too. Like,
exactly. Because you don't know. Like, I can't tell you exactly how you walk through life. I wasn't there every step of the way.
Right.
So you might have learned something a way that I didn't learn it. You might want to present it to me, and it's on me to pick that up. Like, instead of slapping your hand down.
Right.
Because you don't have a fresh fade.
And I believe you kind of touched on this a little bit, but what role does a barber play in the community? Like,
what role doesn't he play? Like, it's everything that I'm the dad, I'm the uncle, I'm a politician, spiritual guidance, man. Everything, a good barber, a well-rounded barber, man, we could go on and on. There's so many titles, so many hats that a diverse barber can carry, man. It's just, that's another reason for my passion, because I can continue to grow. I can be anything through this profession. So a barber, a well-seasoned barber can wear many hats.
Yeah, so the role of a barber, just like especially you, we'll just use you as an example. You know, you said the uncle, the father, the politician, the spirituality leader, babysitter, the community leader, and like, I think barbers are a pillar within the community, especially the black community, because it's like, you know, some women, you might have a single woman who have 3 kids and, you know, kids acting up and they don't probably have that male figure. And once they go to the barber shop to get their hair cut, the barber's like, you know,
sit down.
Barber's like, yeah, sit down.
Up, fly right. Yeah.
Right.
And the moms have no problem giving me the permission.
Yeah.
Just, you know, because because they understand I'm never gonna be against you or your child. If I say anything or there's any problem, it's because we need to straighten things, and that's it.
Right.
I don't have any problems with any kids. When they come in, they love the environment. Of course, the new kids, they're gonna try to, she gotta.
Right.
You had to be stern, I don't just draw back my fist with,
Yeah.
We talk, and they grow. Like I can honestly say that I've met a lot of young men that when they came to the barbershop, it was juvenile detention center. That I had to go over there and cut heads and try to rear guys from over there. It's just, but after if you spend enough time in the barbershop in a good environment, man, every child, every young man grows from this place. And whatever they want to say, what is it, death ratio? We don't produce killers, and
Right.
everything's copacetic on this side.
And you never know what you're saying or anything you could, put out there, because a guy could grow up and go down a certain lane, and he could say, I remember my barber, Joe, told me this, and that saved my life, because I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm headed down that road, and he said something that stuck with me. Like, I always had the old heads that I was around, and they say something, and I'm like, why are they saying that? Then later on down the line,
pick it up.
It always.
That's few and wide now. We don't like. I think the generations are more so focused. Well, the newer generation is more so focused on no respect for the older, the old heads, quote unquote. Like but at the same time, I don't necessarily blame them, because there are a lot of respectable older guys these days sticking up for kids or coming to the neighborhoods and giving back. They get their money and leave. So
right.
There's a divide that shouldn't be there, in my opinion. But in order to give some, you gotta give some. So we're working on it, and over here, I understand that, and I think that's what a lot of people understand. They get what I'm trying to present to the masses.
Okay, and I think it's been 5 years maybe longer than that, since I've known you and been getting cut by you, but it's just like throughout that time I've watched your evolution, and you've got complete autonomy, like just that independence. But like for somebody who's an aspiring entrepreneur and they want to get out on their own, what advice would you give that person, or some kind of guidance or suggestions would you give that person who's ready to take that leap?
Come find me. Look, I will give you all my social media information, man. You need to be around positive people. I'm very positive, man. You just keep doing your own thing. Don't let anyone stray your vision. Like, write it down too. That's a big thing. I do a lot of writing and reading. You have to see what you want. Like, if it's gonna be a vision, you have to see it. You can't just keep talking on it or talking about it. You have to go forward with it.
Right.
If you want to do it, you can do it. You just have to do it. It's solely up to you. If you can believe it, then you'll have it. If you believe it, you'll achieve it.
Right.
It sounds cliche, but it's true.
I mean, yeah, it is true.
I've
talked to my wife about it. Whenever I write down some stuff on this dry erase board I have, or a piece of paper, and I mark it off, you'll feel productive. You feel like, man, I've accomplished a lot within, 3 to 4 hours. And most people would take all day to do, but me marking it off as I do it, it makes you feel like you accomplished something.
It's a whole nother process, man. It's a whole nother process, seeing it. Even like, I've been doing this for about maybe 8 years now. And in all the rooms in the house, I place $1 above, like, wherever I wake up in the morning. So when I wake up, I see it. Like if you focused on money, then
Right.
If I want to read this book, I write a sticky note, place it somewhere. I see where you brushing your teeth. You look up, you see it.
Right.
Focus. It's just mental notes that I make. And it helps so much, man. I can't even explain how tremendous it's been for the success of this journey I've been on, man.
Yeah, I like when I see it too from a distance. I'm like seeing, like, man, he came from this point, now he's here, and now he's in a position to help out others. You know what I'm saying? So just having your routines and the ways that you remind yourself, like, you see the money up there and you're like, I got to find ways to create revenue for myself and others. You know what I'm saying? It just gets your brain going, and it's always good to get your brain moving, because sometimes we're in a generation now that information age, but not a lot of people like to do research. It's just like, or like to have things going to where they can utilize their brain to make something work.
And it's so easy.
It's easy.
It's in your hand.
Right.
We got so many smartphones and devices, and it's just like we're being shaped instead of shaping ourselves.
Right.
Like we shouldn't have to be set into this particular box or this confine, and when we can go out of the box and just find every way we want to go for ourselves.
Right.
It's taking time, but we waking up,
Yeah.
we waking up.
Most definitely. Like, I think everything is internal and then external, because if you allow everything around you to make your decisions for you, opposed to you gaining control. And now, once you're in control, everything around you that depends upon you, they only move after you move.
It aligns itself.
Right.
It aligns itself. Yeah.
Right.
That's the focus, man. I talk about things, and some people listen and some people receive it. Some people, it might take them a little time to come around, but I feel like my job is to present the information.
Right.
I can't pound it into your head or tell you that you're going to heaven or hell because of this. I just want to give you the information.
Right.
When you come and experience a service from me and we talk about certain things, I'm going to give you what I know. I'm not going to try to shape your ideal on it or anything like that. It's just general conversation.
Okay. And now you have the grand opening, July 27th?
Well, yeah. Actually, July 27th, we might have to reschedule that. I think we might postpone it because I got a little surprise that we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'll keep you guys posted. We're gonna do something. I want a grand opening to be grand, so we're gonna push it back just a tad bit. I keep you guys posted.
Like August, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. It's coming. It's definitely coming, but I just want to put the cherry on top.
Okay.
So, keep you guys posted. Give you all forms of social media. We're gonna keep you posted. I do promotions, and we'll let you know when it's coming.
Okay. Yeah, man. I can't wait to. I'm gonna be there. I can't wait to. Just share that moment.
Yeah, man, you gotta bring the family, man.
Yeah, we're gonna bring them up here, and we're gonna we're gonna have it. We can't wait to see that surprise. So whatever the surprise is, everybody who's been growing with you, we're gonna be, it's gonna feel like we all won, opposed to it's just okay. Joe has his shop, got the grand opening. It's like that's our barber, claim that's us.
That's the feeling that I want. Like when every client that comes in and expresses how much they like the environment, how much they like it, I tell them it's not about I love that you like it, you know what I'm saying? Because I want it to be a good environment for us. Not just I cut hair in this 5-star environment. I want you to come in a 5-star environment and get your hair cut. I want you to be in a quality place where you don't feel like somebody's gonna run in and try to rob you and take your money. We just vibe and everything is right. You're gonna have a good experience and everything will be good.
Right. And I know you said the people that work with you, you want them to grow with you and learn, and eventually, if they have their own thing, they go off. But like these people, how would they go about working, with you here? Like the people who seek to be a barber or salon, they want to do hair or any kind of talent that they do in that industry. How would they go about trying to work here? Is there any information that they need?
You can contact me. I have email, social media, all forms of social media. Just Joe, JUSJO3. It's Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. Really, everything is all forms of social media is the same. Contact information 601-329-1743. JLHollamon@gmail.com. HOLLAMON. That's pretty much any way you want. You can, of course, you can pull up. I'm always here 7 days a week. We gonna work. I'll be there. So we're definitely reliable, and I look forward to the business. I look forward to helping people grow. So if you're ready, contact me. Okay,
and then you guys got his social media, but like, how can they go about booking an appointment for a haircut?
I do appointments only. Well, I take walk-ins, but it's gonna be hard. I won't lie. It's gonna be difficult because the business is doing great. But if you have the Booksy app, you can look me up under Shivu Joe, and that's all you have to do. Just get on there, click the name, put your time down, pick a time. I'll be there waiting.
Oh man, hey, I appreciate you doing the interview, man.
It's a pleasure, man.
I I know we had to do this, and it was a long time coming. We finally got it, but you know, that grand opening is coming. Can't wait to see that surprise. Yeah, and thank you guys for tuning in to Sip Culture, where we highlight individuals, groups, organizations, or anybody for that matter who enhances or contributes to the culture.